I've always believed that the best way to humiliate supreme leader and figuratively grab the felonious orange dictator by his lack of balls,
do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
is to make fun of his vanity and supersize with a side of fries ego. And boy oh boy folks, do I have just that for you in this breaking story today in the form of another mysterious art installation that popped up at the National Mall today that got Trump's little nuggets all tied up in a knot. And this is just the most recent in a string of humiliating incidents for the administration as a whole that, while humiliating, have a pretty dark undertone to them at the same time. So we'll break down the whole humiliating story after you smash that like button and subscribe, because here at Really American, our job is to bring you the news, but our specialty is delivering it while disparaging diaper-wearing dictators. Now, the saying art imitates life could not be more apt for this mystery installation today, because today, a gold-sprayed TV appeared on the National Mall that loops Donald Trump busting a move next to Jeffrey Epstein. And apparently, the administration doesn't see the beauty or funny side of the piece. We'll get to their fuming response awash with Orwellian levels of lies and doublespeak in a second, but lest we forget that this humiliating artistic expression is but an imitation of another piece displayed on the National Mall earlier this month. You may remember my friend Steve talking about it.
All right, you may recall a few months ago, this fun thing happened.
A new arrival at the National Mall. The statue appears to show a giant bronze poop sitting on a desk with Nancy Pelosi's name on it. Organizers say that they got a permit through the National Park Service. There's a plaque on it, too, that says, quote, "This memorial honors the brave men and women who broke into the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. They looted, they urinated, and defecated throughout the hallowed halls."
I think my favorite part of that clip is watching the straight-laced news anchor saying, "A giant bronze poop." So today on the Mall in D.C., some brilliant artists decided to attack Trump where it hurts, and instead of making us all puke with forced patriotism, they revealed this masterpiece to the world.
This was a scene at the National Mall, a mysterious statue there. It shows a gold thumb crushing the Statue of Liberty. The documents from the National Park Service say the statue will call attention to imagery from oppressive regimes.
Brilliant, I say. A golden thumb, clearly a Trump reference since he loves tacky gold more than a leprechaun does, and since he just pulled this straight-up dictator move with his little army man parade. And the mysterious statue features quotes from other dictators like Putin saying that Trump is very bright and talented man, which was obviously a joke, but just like global trade principles, it went right over Trump's head. Look up. There it goes. It also features a quote from Viktor Orban, the authoritarian from Hungary, saying, quote, "The most respected, the most feared person is Donald Trump," end quote. The only problem with that little quote is there's no record of Orban ever having said it. So where did it come from?
Viktor Orban said it. He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump.
If you're visiting D.C. anytime soon, the Dictator Approved statue is permitted to be on display through June 22nd. And by the way, who applied for the permit? It's simply in the name of Thumbs Up Statue Display. But I would say it's in the name of free speech and all-around good comedy.
And lo and behold, wouldn't you know, less than a week after that display was taken down, this one took its place. The White House failed to see the artistic value of a mysterious installation of a gold television erected in front of the Capitol that plays a video of Donald Trump dancing shoulder to shoulder with child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. We'll play that at the end just to remind everyone of how chummy those guys were. The installation, which was created by unknown artists and is permitted to stay through Sunday, sits where last week's anti-Trump statue, Dictator Approved, drew similar outrage. Trump's press aide, Abigail Jackson, unloaded on the anonymous creators, saying, "Wow, these liberal activists masquerading as artists are dumber than I thought. I love the poorly educated." Adding, "I've tricked them into taking down their ugly sculpture and replacing it with a beautiful video of the president's legendary dance moves that will bring joy and inspiration to all tourists traversing our National Mall. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Why the does everyone keep doing? That's the most Trumpian, like, North Korean, "Thank you for your attention to this matter." Everyone's saying that. And I mean, I would ask how this video playing on loop in the National Mall would bring joy to anyone. But frankly, I think the response would give me an aneurysm, and I'd actually like to ask, then where the are the files? And why haven't we seen them?
But in the 90s, Mar-a-Lago was Trump's South Florida party palace, one frequented by Jeffrey Epstein. The president says his relationship with Epstein was no different than anyone else in their elite circle.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan.
Yet, a tape in the NBC archives of a Mar-a-Lago party shows Trump giving Epstein his personal attention, more than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man, and then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. But as the president says now, he never liked Epstein.
I was not a fan of his, that I can tell you.
I love Epstein! And look, while these incidents are objectively hilarious, they also obviously hide a deep, dark undertone. Just like this last story that I want to end on here, that is objectively, again, hilarious, but also has real-world consequences all over this baby JD Vance internet meme. And I implore you to watch this and enjoy it and laugh, but think about what this says about us as a country.
About 2 weeks ago, a Norwegian tourist named Mads Mikkelsen, who is not to be confused with the Danish actor from the James Bond and Marvel movies, landed in Newark Airport. On arrival, he was detained by immigration agents who demanded access to his cell phone and then denied him entry to the U.S. As one Norwegian news outlet, which spoke to him, reports, quote, Mikkelsen says that after being warned he could face a fine or even prison, he gave immigration officers the PIN code to his phone. He was then confronted with its contents, pictures the officers found questionable. In particular, a meme of U.S. Vice President JD Vance portrayed as bald and a private photo of a pipe. Specifically, Mikkelsen says the immigration officials objected to this viral meme of the vice president depicting him as a bald baby. This and hundreds like it are all over the internet, as some of our viewers may have seen. Now, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has responded to these allegations. They say Mikkelsen was not denied entry to the United States because of this meme you can see on your screen. CBP says that it was over, quote, his admitted drug use. Mikkelsen says that he told the agents he smoked marijuana exactly twice in his life, once in Germany, once in New Mexico. But not everyone seems to believe that explanation. And if anything, suspected censorship of the Vance meme may have brought even more attention to it, which can happen in cases like this. Yesterday, Democratic Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon shared the viral meme of Vice President JD Vance on social media. And in fact, that meme, the one you're looking at right here, even made its way to the floor of Irish Parliament.
We're watching a major incursion on freedom of expression, unthinkable in a Western democracy. This week, a young Norwegian tourist detained by ICE at Newark Airport and sent back to Oslo. Why? He had this meme on his phone, Minister, a meme depicting Vice President JD Vance as a baby. I mean, extraordinary, extraordinary. That a young person with this amusing meme on their phone depicting a public person, that this would be used as an excuse to detain him for 5 hours and then deport him back to Oslo.
Again, DHS and CBP deny that's the reason. But, you know, just in case they are not telling us the full story here, please, dear viewers, I hope you take appropriate precautions. I strongly recommend that you do not try to cross the border with this meme on your phone, or this meme, or this meme, or this one. There is absolutely nothing funny about having any of these on your phone. We are just looking out for your own safety here.
Yes, you should definitely not share that meme. Just like you should definitely not drop a like and subscribe on this video and leave a comment so that it gets out there to more people and everyone sees Trump dancing with Epstein and his dictator statue and JD Vance's baby face. That would be horrible. So please don't do that. On that note, thank you guys for watching. I think it's important we call out and humiliate these people when we can, because we know that is how you best fight fascism. And because just like Trump is covering up the Epstein files, everything that he is doing on the national stage is to cover up these dark and humiliating things about his personal life, his past, and what he is trying to accomplish with this second administration. So while we love bringing you hilarious and fun videos from time to time, I always try to make sure that there is an important undertone there other than just Donald Trump humiliated by. Anyway, y'all are the best fans in the world. Thank you guys so much. My name's Kenny Hesse for Really American. I'll see you guys in the next one.